What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds with your host, Kenny Ray Gibson, the one and only. Well, we picking week 2 of this week's NFL. It's already been a bad week. I started off Thursday picking Washington plus 3.5. As we know, didn't go well. Green Bay spanked them. I don't do good on Thursday nights. I didn't do that last year. So I'm not in a rush to make the video for that one. But I did post on my page Washington plus 3.5. Didn't cover. But that's okay. We're starting off 0-1. But today, Jacksonville at Cincinnati. It started out Cincinnati favored by 5.5. It dropped down to 3.5 this week. And even with that happening, I'm still taking Jacksonville plus 3.5. I just think Bengals start slow. Jacksonville got a new offensive coordinator, so you're looking good right now. And the numbers back it up. So we're going with Jacksonville plus 3.5. Next, New York Giants, Dallas Cowboys. You know, I'm staying away from this one. It did start out the Cowboys favored by 3.5 points. Now it's up to 5.5. Part of my soul wants me to take the Giants, but I just can't. Russell Wilson, that quarterback, I can't. They looked terrible last week. So we're going with Dallas by 5.5 points. We're going to see how that works out this week. Chicago Bears and Detroit Lions. Detroit was favored by 4.5 starting out the week. Now they're up to 6. I want to take Detroit, but they don't look the same as they did last year. They lost both offensive and defensive coordinators. So we're rolling with the Bears plus 6. Rams at Tennessee. I want to believe in Tennessee's new quarterback. I really do. But I don't know. I think it might be too early. The Rams are favored by 5.5. I gotta go. I'm gonna go with the Rams. Favored by 5.5 points. I believe in the Rams. New England at Miami. It's another game I'm staying away from. Miami was favored by 2.5, but it went down to 1. Miami looked terrible last week. They lost so much this week or this year. And I want to believe in New England. So this one's a hard one to pick, man. But we're going to go with Miami at home by 1. San Francisco 49ers at my New Orleans Saints. I really want to pick my Saints. San Fran was favored by 7, but you know, Brock Purdy's out. So it went down to 3. And even still, I can't pick my Saints. So I think I'm going to roll with the 49ers by 3. Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Buffalo was favored by 8.5 points. I'm mad I missed this one because it went down to 6.5. I would have took the Jets plus 6.5 or plus 8.5, but it's too late. But you know, I still think the Jets. Not the Jets. The Bills are going to cover the spread, 6.5 points. And watch, as soon as I pick them, they're going to let me down. Thanks, Joey. Seattle at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was favored by 1.5, and now it's up to 3. This one's easy. I got Pittsburgh winning this one. I don't believe in Seattle at all. So Pittsburgh minus 3. Cleveland Browns at the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens were favored by 12.5 points. Now it's down to 11.5. I think Baltimore's going to win the game, but I don't know if they're going to cover that spread. So we're going to roll with Cleveland plus 11.5 points. Denver Broncos at Indy. Denver was favored by 3.5. That's now dropped to 1.5 points. Once another one of those picks, I was going to take Indy plus 3.5, but it dropped down to 1.5. So it's basically like a pick'em game, pretty much. And I think I'm going to pick Indy to cover this. So Indy minus 1.5. I mean plus 1.5. Carolina Panthers at Arizona Cardinals. Easy pick. I got Arizona winning this one. It was 4.5 points. Now it's up to 6.5 points. I still think they're going to cover that. So I'm taking Arizona Cardinals to beat the Carolina Panthers. I think it'll be a blowout. Eagles at the Chiefs. This one's 50-50. You got Chiefs believers and Eagles believers, but I'm rolling with the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to start 0-2, so Kansas City Chiefs +1 to win the game. Atlanta Falcons at Minnesota. I don't think Atlanta looks that good right now. I like what I saw last week from Minnesota. Minnesota was favored by 4.5. Now it's down to 3.5. But we're still taking Minnesota by 3.5. Tampa Bay at Houston. Houston was favored by 1.5. Now it's 2.5. I think I'm gonna roll with Tampa Bay to cover this one. Tampa Bay plus 2.5 at Houston. I'm not a believer in Houston, so it's gonna be. It won't be rare I pick them, but not this game. And last but not least, Chargers at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm a huge Chargers supporter this season and last season. Chargers were favored by 3. Now it's at 3.5. It's at Vegas. I think this one will be a blowout too. So, Los Angeles Chargers minus 3.5 to beat the Raiders. That's my picks for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see how we do this week, and I'll let you know next week how it went. Until next time, peace.